one of the strongest upgrades in all of BTD6, the M.A.D, actually got a buff in the recent update. And that specific buff was to the M.A.D missiles increasing its pierce from 12 to 20, which won't really help this guy in the area that it excels, which is popping bosses. However, it will help a ton in chimps mode for some of the dense rounds like round 98, for example. So today we are going to check out how good the newly buffed M.A.D is. Let's hop right into it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are in lap erosion for today's video, and I am going to do a submarine start right about here. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for today's video just because I have yet to play on this map for a video, and it's a very fun map. It's also a very difficult map despite it being in the advanced category just because of the mechanics of it. So basically, the way this map actually operates is as the rounds progress, the track changes. So you can see here, the original track is just this little like cracked line between the water and land. And I think after about 17 rounds or so of being played, it's going to change to this track, which is a little bit longer. Then it's going to get even longer than that and slowly get shorter into the smallest track at the very end. So because of the nature of this map, I thought it would be decent for the M.A.D just because the M.A.D obviously has global range and can reach the balloons everywhere. And my original plan with this challenge was to try to get 2 million pops with the M.A.D on this map, but I feel like that's kind of unlikely just because of how difficult this challenge is going to be. I'm going to try my best though. I think we'll have a shot. I am going to get my Dartling down now, which is going to be placed right here. Yeah, I'm going to place it in this location. It might seem like a really weird spot because it is. It doesn't have great lines of fire for a lot of the early tracks. But the thing is, I don't want it to fall underneath the water. I don't want the ice to melt and my Dartling to die, you know what I'm saying? Either way, with the Dartling now placed, we are going to save for Geraldo next. Am I good against this round? Wait a second. We're fine. Not even close. Okay, the ice has melted. You can see we're on round 18 now, which actually, this is a better path for me. I think this is a much longer track. And it's technically closer to my Dartling as well. It is still in the range of the submarines. The reason I did a submarine start, by the way, is because when the track melts one more time, the balloons are actually going to be outside the range of the submarine, so these subs won't steal any more pops, which is kind of good for me, if you think about it. Am I good against these balloons? No. Okay, guys, I got a boomerang down to help me out here. Let's see if this defends. And it does. The reason I went for a boomerang is pretty simple. I want something that's going to help me out a little bit for the early game, because Dartling's not going to do much here. But also, I need something that's going to pop lead balloons, which I can buy with red hot rings pretty easily. And as for the pathing of the M.A.D, I'm in the top cross path, which might seem weird because the bottom cross path actually helps the overall damage more by granting more pierce to the missiles. However, since I have my Dartling all the way in the top right-hand corner, the top cross path is going to help me out a ton in the early game rounds, and it reduces the spread of the M.A.D ability, which is where the majority of the damage lies. So I think this is a solid decision I've made. Alright, round 27. We can actually upgrade you into faster barrel spin now. Hydrocopods is 4,860 to purchase, okay. I don't remember what round that next ice melts on though, because this boomerang will go under. And on top of that, the submarines will no longer be in range either. So I'm really hoping by that point we'll have the Hydrocopods afforded. I could also buy a laser shock, which is another reason the top cross path is better, because laser shock is a huge benefit to the Hydrocopods. It's not really much of a help to the M.A.D itself, but it'll be very helpful in the time before that spot. I am struggling a ton against round 31 though, which is not fun. I have yet to beat this round after many attempts, and I die once again. So there's two options on how I could beat this round. I could buy a laser shock, which I'm not even sure if that'd be enough, or I could use a pickle or a sharpening stone. Let's go for a pickle first of all and see if that's enough. Doubles the damage of my Dartling, reduces the attack speed a little bit, and it's looking like this is kind of working. Yeah, we defended. Nice. Oh, actually, wait, regions? Now, regions should be easy for us. We're good. Okay, we're $1,000 away from forwarding now. Come on, Dartling. We've still got this. By the way, you don't make money from your towers being sold by the ice platform dying off. That's one thing that's noteworthy, and I'm dead. Let's see if sharpening stone allows me to defend the rainbows. I kind of doubt it, but you never know. All right, take it slow here. Nah, there's no way. All right, we gotta spend a little bit more money then. Sharpening stone and Geraldo glue. This should be enough now, I'd imagine. And it appears to be the case. Nice. Rest of this round should be easy for us. Oh no! I spent too much money! And I don't have enough for 36. I needed to defend that round a little bit cheaper. If I somehow beat it without buying like the sharpening stone, I would have had enough. Okay, I wonder, what if I Alk buff? I could technically afford an Alk buff. Alk buff isn't even enough, guys. It's not enough. It honestly might be the smartest for me just to restart and try spending like what, $200 less and then I afford Hydro Rocket Pods? Like, come on, that's so annoying. Okay. Alright guys, I have a completely different defensive setup as you can see here on the second try. And the advantage of this more expensive setup is I have not placed Gerudo yet and not spent money on his shop. So by saving that cash, I can actually afford Hydro Rocket Pods on round 34 here, I'm hoping, or 35. Let's see. HRP, please. Yes. Now we should be set. And we can get Gerudo down afterwards. And the ice has melted, but round 36 is very easy with the Hydro Rocket Pods. Okay. We figured it out, guys. Don't worry. Now, what's next on the chopping block? I think we do want to get Laser Shock, of course, and then Rocket Storm. But before I do that, I might want to get a discount village in here and discount the Laser Shock upgrade. I also want to get an Elk buff for the Hydro Rocket Pods too, which is pretty important. I don't know if I can go for the discount village yet though, because round 40 might be an issue. I'm not sure how good the single target damage is with the Hydro Rocket Pods. Let's see. Kind of trash. All right, let's get the village down then. Discounts, and I can get a discounted Elk buff for you. On top of that, we can also afford Laser Shock barely. This should be enough. Let's see. Actually, maybe it's not enough. Oh, no, we defend. Nice. The HRP is a pretty weird tower because defending 2 mobs is actually much easier than defending 1. I've showcased this in some of my previous videos before. The reason behind it is basically when there's 2 mobs next to each other, the Hydro Rocket Pods creates 2 explosions, which actually damages both of the Moabs, and then it deals just more overall damage that way. You'll see it in action in some of the later rounds for sure, so stay tuned. Either way, Rocket Storm next. Come on, there we go. I don't think that actually impacts the main attack at all, but the ability itself is actually really good, so we will be utilizing that quite a bit later. Ooh, Fortified Ceramics, wait a second. And they're spaced, that's difficult. We can try Rocket Storm ability then. Let's wait a little bit before I use it. Now. Yes. Okay, that worked. And the weird part about that is if there's more Fortified Ceramics that round and they were just like clumped up, I actually would have performed better. At least to a certain degree. Obviously, if there's like 1,000 tight ceramics clumped up, I wouldn't have defended. Either way, how much does M.A.D. actually cost? 70,000 in chimps is very expensive. Okay. That's not going to be an easy save up at all. I've got 14k saved up so far though, which isn't bad. You can see here, actually, we popped that first mob so quickly, and the reason is because there's balloons underneath it. So the multiple explosions thing was actually happening for that mob as well. It's not only if there's 2 mobs next to it where you get multiple explosions. If there's balloons underneath, it can also work. And this one's going to take a little bit longer to pop, which is fine. There's not very many balloons underneath it. Okay. Oh, the second one. I think I'm going to need to use a Rocket Storm here. Yes, use it. We're alive, don't worry guys. Okay, the next ice has melted, which gives us a shorter track, but a better Dartling line of fire, kind of. Man, I'm struggling here with the Dartling targeting. I need to keep it like on this line, yeah. This is much better, okay. How am I doing? Pop that Moab. But then when the Dartling starts chasing, my defense gets so much worse. I think I need to purchase something to like blow back ceramics or slow them down. Is my guess. I guess I could get a downdraft. We'll lock you in place back there. I feel like downdraft isn't bad either because I'm gonna need to support Chinook later. Since the location I've placed my Dartling is a location that will get melted off, like an ice platform. So I'm gonna need to support Chinook to be able to move it to the final platform later. You know what I'm saying? And also, as far as Pop Stolen is concerned, we have 1,400 on you, about 500 on you, 79 on the Heli, 40 on the Alchemist, 0 on Gerudo. And there was a boomerang that actually got sold into the void, so that had some pops as well. Look at this, by the way, 2 Moabs. Look how fast we pop them. Much faster than the singular Moabs. Like I was saying, 2 Moabs is easy for the Dartling. All right, round 60, we've got a BFB here. I don't know if we can actually pop it without a Rocket Storm ability. Let's see though. Almost. Maybe it's possible, but I'm gonna use an early Rocket Storm ability. That way we get it like somewhat off cooldown and just defend this BFB without much of a threat. Yep, there we go. All right, round 61. This round actually is looking tough as nails. Man, I'm not even close to affording that M.A.D. either. So the Dartling currently deals 2 damage just by default, and then +1 when the bruise on it. I think Pickles is technically worth on that. I'm not entirely sure. We can't put sharpening stone on it. I could also do a Jerry's Fire though if I want, which would be a small help with its location. First, we'll try just the pickles and see how much that helps. Okay, wait. This is working. Last Moab. Rocket Storm. Okay, we defended. See if I can stall this round at all. To get Rocket Storm back. That did not happen. I am going to need another Rocket Storm at the end of 62 for the fortified Moabs. There's no way I'm defending those fortified Moabs without a Rocket Storm here. So let's use it now. Perfect. See if I can stall these regions at the end of the round a little bit. I don't even know if I need Rocket Storm for round 63. I feel like the Hydro Rocket Pods can solo it, but I don't know. Let's see. First wave. Actually, maybe not. This is interesting. Wait, second try. Second try with better Dartling targeting, okay. I need to keep Rocket Storm ability available for 64. 64 is going to kick my butt if I don't have it available. Alright, second wave was defended as well. Third and final wave, come on. Let's get it. We defended, nice. First of all, I'm going to see how I do without the Rocket Storm used. They are pretty clumped, which helps me out, but the fortified mobs are too spaced out, so yeah, I definitely need a Rocket Storm ability. Okay. Alright, let's use it now. I need to damage the last one a decent bit. We're good. And can I stall these ceramics at all to get us the Rocket Storm back? I'm hoping. It looks like we've done that. Perfect. And we've saved up 30,000 so far. We need an extra 40k. I don't know if we're gonna be able to accomplish that, guys. I'll be honest. All right, 2 BFBs here in round 65. You remember how I couldn't defend 1 BFB without the Rocket Storm ability? I think I might be able to defend 2 of them. Let's see. First one goes down. I had to target the Dartling a little bit to chase those balloons though, which wasn't ideal. Second one. We can probably do it. We can probably do it. All right, second tries to charm here. Come on. Yes, much better Dartling targeting. There we go. All right, guys, we might actually be able to make it to the M.A.D. We've made it to round 71 without like much of an issue at all, so that's a good sign. How are we doing against these Moabs here? Not too difficult. Okay, didn't need a Rocket Storm there. Oh, wait. Round 72 is when it changes paths once again. Okay. Well, I might be in trouble now. The good thing for me is this is the best path for like the line of fire for my Dartling. So my Dartling's gonna have the most overall damage this way. And just I won't need to target it much. But the bad thing is this track is very short. And I need to use Rocket Storm this round, okay. I used it really early against the first BFB, so that way I get it back. Let's see. Second BFB, we're good. Okay. There's 2 main rounds I'm worried about, which is 75 and 77. Both of those have a ton of BFBs, and I don't think we have the capabilities to defend them currently. Also, at this point, we have 0 Geraldo items on our Dartling, so I can always use those once again to help me out if it comes down to it. Okay, round 75. Let's lock in here. Ideally, we wait as long as possible to use that Rocket Storm, but is that Moab gonna kill me? Dang. Let's first of all just use a Jar of Pickles. What level is Geraldo, by the way? 13. Jar of Pickles gets stronger at level 16, so unfortunately we don't have that going for me. Let's see if the Jar of Pickles helps at all. Or am I still dead to the fortified Moab? No, I defend it. Okay. Rocket Storm now. Yes. Can I damage the back BFBs at all with it? I think I'm dead against this group. Yep, no Pierce. Let's try a Creepy Idol, because at this point we have passed level 12 Geraldo, which allows the Creepy Idol to stun Moab class balloons temporarily. So this might help me out a little bit. I don't know. Rocket Storm now. I also waited a bit longer to Rocket Storm than I did last time, so I'm gonna get more damage against this back group of BFBs that way. The problem is we just pop every BFB at once, and then the ceramics actually don't overrun me. Wait a second. Let's see if I can stall the round at all. Creepy Idol. Can I get Rocket Storm back for 76? I definitely can't. Okay. Round 76 might kick my butt, guys. I'm actually happy we defended 75 without much of an issue, though. Let's see. Wait, that was actually easy. Okay. I guess I'm completely wrong. Don't listen to me, guys. Don't listen to me. Round 77. How am I looking here? We can use Rocket Storm now. And we are fine. Wow. Okay, 78 here. We need to use Rocket Storm, I think, for both waves of ceramics. I don't know if it comes back in time, though. I'm gonna use it. I should have used it before the wave even came out, but that's fine. I'll use it then. Let's use it now. Before the wave comes out. Perfect. I guess the timing of the wave there. I'm just built like that. Yeah, somehow I'm still 13k off of affording. I guess our defense was a little bit more expensive than I thought. Dang. That's gonna be a problem. It's actually gonna be a big problem for me, I think. Round 79 is not looking too bad, but there's fortified BFBs at the end of this round, which are gonna absolutely destroy me. Let's Rocket Storm now. Yeah, I'm dead. Oh, I've made it this far. Just to fall short, I think, on this M.A.D. Alright, I've done a lot of thinking. I'm pretty sure I'm screwed here, and I might have to redo some of my run, but first of all, I'm gonna try out an Absolute Zero. And the idea behind this Absolute Zero is it might actually allow me not to need to buy support Chinook to like move my Dartling so it doesn't get underwater. Because this is going to make this all land, right? So when the ice melts, the Dartling Alchemist village should stay above. I think my heli will go under, but that's not really much of a concern. The only thing I'm worried about with the Absolute Zero is I'm spending a bunch of money on this guy, obviously, so I don't know if we're actually going to be able to save up for the M.A.D. with the Absolute Zero now. We defended round 79. It actually wasn't pretty, but we defended it. Dude, the ZOMG is tough to defend, though. We just don't even have the single target. Even with using Absolute Zero abilities, I'm still completely dead against the ZOMG. And it's not even close. Wow. Wow. I think I just need the M.A.D, guys. Like, by round 80, by round 79, I need to afford the M.A.D. Restarting. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Silas this time instead of Geraldo. Yes, I've changed the hero up, and the reason behind it is I think Silas is actually better for a strategy like this. For a couple reasons. One, I don't have to spend money on a Silas shop, for example, which is going to make saving up for the M.A.D much harder. But also, Silas has the Arctic Wind around him, right? So when round 72 hits, our Alchemist should not fall into the water. It should stay above because of Silas's Arctic Wind. And same thing should happen for my Dartling later in the village. However, that appears to not be the case. Wait a second. Why did the Alchemist fall? I might have to test this in sandbox mode. In my run as well, I had Silas placed before I had the Alchemist, so I don't know if the timing of the placements matter. Let's let this round play through. And this time around, the Alchemist stayed up. But when I was in the Chimps run, the Alchemist fell. I don't understand. Maybe the second time's the charm? This is definitely underneath Silas's platform too. Yeah, it still gets sold. I don't get it. I really don't get it. All right, just for testing purposes, I am going to get a Glaive Lord here and play through the next amount of rounds till we hit 90, which is when the next platform's full, and see if my Dartling stays up from Silas or not. Okay, we've made it to round 90. Is the Dartling gonna... Yep, everything gets sold. Besides the village! Besides the village! How does that make any sense, guys? How does that make any sense? Explain it to me. Explain it to me. Silas even gets sold. Yeah. What? The thing is, ice towers stay afloat, which is another interesting part because I had this ice tower here earlier to help Silas out for some of the previous rounds. So it makes me wonder, if I had like an Arctic Wind and a Dartling on top of the Arctic Wind, does this Dartling stay around? It should work this way with Silas because Silas is like a built-in Arctic Wind, but who knows? It doesn't seem to work that way. Let's see. Okay, so this Dartling does stay. Okay, so the last thing I want to test before we try this again is if I place the Dartling before the Arctic Wind, does the Dartling still stay up? Does the order of placements matter? It's so weird that this doesn't work with Silas, though. I don't understand that. Let's see. No, the Dartling, so the Dartling still stays up, okay. So here's what I need to do then, guys. We need to redo this run, and we'll build an Arctic Wind before the floor drops to catch our Dartling and everything. That's what I'll do. All right, take number 3 at this, ladies and gentlemen. It's been quite the ride trying to make this happen, but I think we're finally gonna do it. Nothing should fall here on 72 because I have it all on the right side. Yep. All right, round 79. This is the round it all comes down to, guys. Can I afford the M.A.D? And if I get the M.A.D, do I even survive? Because I think we're gonna have a balloon weakness once I afford the M.A.D. Oh, we're so close, dude. We're so close. Come on. I got it. Wait, I need $200. Okay. Rocket Storm now. M.A.D? Yes. Oh man. That was rough trying to get this M.A.D. up. And I'm dead to balloons. Like, I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. I've got the time machine mod, so I can go back in time in case I need to, but there's got to be a way I can defend these balloons. Level 10 Silas ability probably allows me to. It's just going to be like, this is why it's pretty much impossible to get 2 million pops on the M.A.D. on a map like this. If I had like an absolute 0, I think we'd be fine against balloons. I don't have the cash for that at the moment though. I guess we can try saving for it. The thing is, when you use M.A.D ability, the balloons get obliterated. So that's good, at least. I'm dead once again, though. Alright, let's just get up a cryo cannon. I think I've just got to get ice defense against these balloons, is what it comes down to. And maybe make it into an icicles if I need that. How's the pop stolen looking, by the way? 400k on you, 800 on the alchemist, 700, 12.6k on Silas. Okay. So Silas has stolen a ton of pops, which, I mean, that makes sense. I've been relying on Silas a lot in this run. What level is Silas, by the way? Okay, we have Silas past level 13, so I can get it an absolute 0 now. I have enough money for it. I think we'll get it after round 84 concludes. Can I defend this round? Silas ability? Yep. We're against the ceramics. And as for the absolute 0 placement, I need it in the location where it's going to keep everything afloat. I think right around here is probably a decent spot. Yeah, I can afford it. Top path. Okay. Round 87. This round has 4 ZOMGs. I'm pretty much not even going to be able to see the ZOMGs, though. The M.A.D kills them so fast. Absolute 0 ability. M.A.D ability. Clean up the ceramics. We're good. That's the advantage of having stuff like the absolute 0 and cryo cannon. It can just stole all the ceramics, so once I get the M.A.D ability back, then I can clean up every single balloon pretty much. Oh, and yeah, you know, that's cool. The Dartling got sold, even though I think the Dartling was... Well, actually, maybe the Dartling was not underneath the platform. There's no way this is not underneath the absolute 0, though, right? I've got an idea. And get a separate Arctic Wind to catch my M.A.D. If this doesn't work, I don't know what's up with this map. This map just might be super bugged. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that makes total sense. You know, this map is great, actually. This map's great. So here's what we've got to do then, guys. It's like super unfortunate it has to be played this way, but I don't really have an option. I need to get up a support Chinook and Chinook my M.A.D to the other platform so he doesn't fall underneath the water and die. Alright guys, we've made it to round 89. The floor drops on round 90. So the first thing I've done is actually Chinook my cryo cannon out of the way. I feel like that's pretty smart because this won't steal any pops anymore. And the next thing I'm going to do is Chinook my M.A.D into this location. Perfect. Now the M.A.D won't fall with the floor. And there's one more thing I'd like to Chinook before this round ends. So stay tuned for that. Let's use our M.A.D ability now. I don't want to actually pop the entire round with the ability. I'd like to save some ceramics on the map. And with these ceramics stolen, what I'm going to do here now is move my alchemist before this round ends. So the alchemist doesn't fall either. And it can outbuff the M.A.D still. Okay. Let's see if this works. It worked. Okay. It actually worked, ladies and gentlemen. I repeat, it actually worked. Am I good against round 90? We can afford this absolute 0 soon. 12.96k. Let's use our M.A.D ability now. Yes. Okay, the M.A.D ability is like getting completely blocked. It's fine. Absolute 0 has been purchased. Oh my gosh, this has been quite the process. But I think we're gonna do it, guys. I think we're gonna do it through all of the bugs and glitches this map entails. Also, I'm pretty sure moving this cryo cannon was a bad decision. Well, maybe it wasn't. We're still struggling against ceramics a little bit, which is why I'm a bit unsure about that. It's good stronger stimulant though. And then what do I want next? Probably an overclock for my M.A.D. Makes the most sense. Ooh, this round's looking a little bit rough. Let's use level 10 Silas. Yes. Silas is completely broken. And then target the M.A.D to clean up ceramics. We're good. The extra pierce on the M.A.D should be really helpful this round though. 20 pierce missiles, guys. Absolute 0 ability. M.A.D ability now. We're good against that ceramic. That was close to leaking. Okay, okay. Level 3 Silas. Level 7 Silas. Don't die on me. We're good. I can afford overclock. Let's place it all the way back here. Actually, I can't afford it yet. What am I saying? We can afford it in a second. There we go. I have level 10 Silas on standby in case I need it. Now? Oh my gosh, we like somehow didn't die there. M.A.D ability. Overclock. That should be able to clear out pretty much the rest of 96. Yeah, that looks to be the case. Round 97, fortified ZMGs. They pop very quickly. It's just the ceramics that are going to take some time. And I actually might be dead against the ceramics, yeah. I need something else to freeze the balloons in the back. Maybe a little refreeze enhanced freeze ice. Okay, it looks like we're doing a little bit better this time. Absolute 0. We're good. And I have overclock and M.A.D ability available for this round. I'm going to wait on it as long as possible, the M.A.D ability. Now, M.A.D ability, wipe out 98. Oh, I used it too late. Okay. I guess I can try using it right away. Maybe that's what I need to do. But then it's not going to like... But then there's going to be blimps coming out after the M.A.D ability is used, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure how that's going to work. Let's use Silas level 10 before I die. Okay. We're good, we're good. We're hanging on here. I have absolute 0 available. I think we've survived 98. You can't even see what's going on when the blimps come out either. M.A.D just like instantly kills them. Reapply overclock, round 99. I've got M.A.D ability available, but I don't know if I need to use it here. I kind of want to use M.A.D ability for round 100. Yeah, it looks like we're defending these GTs. I couldn't even see them come out. Ladies and gentlemen, the final round of this ridiculous M.A.D run. Full of glitches, full of bugs, full of raging. We're gonna end it off here. Let's use M.A.D ability against this B.A.D. B.A.D gets popped like instantaneously. And there you go. Insta-Monkey's a glue gunner. How many pops did I get on the M.A.D? Let's see. Review map. 1.859 million. So not even that close to 2 million in all honesty. Silas stole 143,000 pops. Maybe I could have gotten closer with Geraldo, but again, Geraldo, I just was not getting M.A.D up at a good timing. So I feel like Silas was the play. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm out. Peace, guys. Have a good one.